If you have just 3 out of these 10 habits, your intelligence is actually much higher than you think. Don't confuse this with degrees or numbers on paper. These are natural manifestations showing how your brain is processing information differently and effectively. Habit number 1. They question everything. While the crowd accepts the surface, intelligent people always go to the root. Why? They don't argue to win, they argue to understand the essence. This habit builds sharp critical thinking, helping them recognize systemic errors that most people overlook. Habit number 2. They speak less, think more. While the crowd rushes to fill the void with meaningless words, those with high IQs choose silence. But make no mistake, this is not shyness, but a secret power. That stillness is a top-tier information filter operating at maximum capacity. They don't react by instinct. They are refining data, cross-referencing variables, and eliminating redundant noise right within their minds. When they speak, it is no longer just sound, but sharp, polished conclusions. Their words carry weight because they are born from the depths of observation. Do you have the courage to remain silent when the whole world is being loud? If so, that is when your brain is truly mastering the game. Habit number 3. They are sensitive to patterns. Do you ever feel like you can foresee the unfolding of an event? That is not magic, but the power of the ability to read patterns. While the majority only see fragmented pieces of information, a high IQ brain operates like an automatic radar system connecting the blind spots. They recognize repeating patterns in human behavior and data flows that others miss. It is this sensitivity that allows them to predict results before they actually happen. To them, the world is not chaotic. It is just a collection of laws waiting to be decoded. If you frequently recognize the connecting threads between seemingly unrelated things, you possess one of the most powerful cognitive weapons to master the future. Habit number 4. They think in layers, not in loops. Have you ever been stuck in a problem where thoughts keep repeating like a circle with no exit? That is circular anxiety, but people with high IQs operate differently. They think in layers. Instead of letting fear dominate, they deconstruct the problem into structural layers. Like a grandmaster, they don't just look at the current move, but envision every scenario and fix every weakness right within their minds. They stay 10 moves ahead to simplify every trouble. While the crowd is still confused at the first move, they have already finished the game and are ready for the final result. If you can maintain the calmness to reprogram the moves in your head, you possess a strategic mindset of great caliber. Habit number 5. Craving stillness. While the world fears loneliness and constantly fills the void with endless scrolling screens, intelligent people crave it. To them, silence is not emptiness, but a sacred space for restructuring. When sitting alone, their brain begins a transformation process. Chaotic data from a long day is reorganized, contradictions are resolved, and breakthrough ideas begin to emerge. They are not antisocial, they are simply processing it. If you view being alone as a need to find clarity instead of an endurance, that is a sign of someone with a high IQ. This is where genius rests to prepare for the next explosion. Habit 6. They read to absorb mental models, not for quantity. While the crowd reads for quantity or to show off knowledge, those with high IQs view reading as an operating system upgrade. They don't read passively, they read to seize mental models. You will see them perform strange cross-training exercises for the brain, studying behavioral psychology this morning, then immersing themselves in game theory or quantum physics this afternoon. The combination of these opposing fields forces neurons to create new connections, making thinking flexible and multidimensional. They don't need to remember every page. What they keep is the author's problem-solving algorithm. When you start viewing each book as a software update for the brain, that is when you are moving closer to the threshold of geniuses. Habit number 7. They are extremely honest with themselves. The true power of a high-level brain lies not in how much they know, but in their daring to admit what they do not yet know. To them, self-awareness is not a vague psychological state, but a type of iron discipline. They view themselves with brutal integrity, ready to dissect failures and face personal mistakes without the need for excuses. While the crowd is busy building perfect shells, intelligent people are busy shattering their own illusions to rebuild a better version. This honesty is the fuel for a process of constant evolution. If you have the courage to accept being wrong and view being proven wrong as an opportunity to upgrade, you possess the mindset of leaders. That is the humility of a master. Habit number 8, the instinct to optimize every system. People with high IQs possess a constructive discomfort toward inefficiency. While everyone is content with the old way, their brains automatically scan for gaps and redundancy. They don't wait for anyone to ask. They voluntarily dive into the toughest problems just to find a smarter shortcut. To them, solving a difficult puzzle or streamlining a complex process is an exhilarating cognitive game. They aren't just working, they are re-engineering the system. If you are always driven to improve everything around you, from reorganizing work to optimizing daily habits, that is a sign of an intellect that never accepts standing still. You were born to create new standards. Habit number 9, they manage energy, not time. Don't be deceived by dense timetables. People with high IQs do not worship busyness, they worship efficiency. While the world forces itself into rigid office hours, they quietly observe their own biological rhythms. They understand that 1 hour of work when the brain reaches a state of flow is worth 10 times more than a whole day sitting sluggishly at a desk. They are ready to rest when others are working and work when the world is sleeping, as long as their intellectual energy is at its peak. Instead of trying to manage every second, they manage their focus. They protect their energy like a precious asset, eliminating all distractions to devote their full essence to the most important tasks. If you are learning to work according to your body's natural rhythm instead of following rigid patterns, you are holding the key to achieving breakthroughs without trading them for burnout. Habit 10, the art of appearing normal. The final sign might surprise you the most. The most intelligent people often choose to live very normal lives. After traveling through every depth of thought, they realize that the pinnacle of intellect is not ostentation, but the ability to adapt and empathy. They can discuss quantum physics with an expert, but can also converse sincerely with a child. They don't need to prove they are smart because their confidence comes from within. People with high IQs don't just solve difficult problems, they know how to live a meaningful and balanced life. How many of your own habits did you see in the 10 things we just went through? Don't be surprised if you only recognize a few points, because the evolution of the brain is a long journey. Leave your number in the comments section. And remember, geniuses are not just born, they are formed from the smallest daily habits.